Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel, the Dork Dad's channel. This is Dork Dad Adrian, here to go over a recap of the Bad Batch, which was gifted to us on our lovely Star Wars Day, May the 4th. And new episode is out. I believe it's out today. So let's go ahead and review this episode before we move on. Alright, so opening up. I did not expect them to jump right into Order 66 so soon, which is fine. For us, the viewer, we go back in time, you can say, from the Clone Wars, but it's good to see it from the perspective of the Bad Batch. Now, we have Deepa Balaba as the Jedi here. And sure enough, comes in Caleb Doom, who we know as Kanan Jarrus from Rebels. Now, I forgot about the whole name change, so when he came on, I didn't really put it together. Also, to me, his voice sounded weird. And I was like, why does this young teenage boy have this deep voice? So I guess we can know that Freddie Prinze Jr. did the voice again. So he says that, quote unquote, their backup is coming, and the backup is the Bad Batch. So they come and, of course, do their job as a group of five, save the day. However, shortly after, Order 66 is executed. Deepa Balaba overhears it, and sadly, the stormtroopers turn and shoot at her. So at this time, the Bad Batch is a little bit a ways, and so is Caleb. So she orders Caleb to run away. The Bad Batch is wondering what's going on. They don't know what Order 66 is, and Caleb does not trust them. So Caleb runs away. Hunter and Crosshair chase him down to try to help him out. The others stay back to keep the other clones away. However, Crosshair, he is attempting to shoot Caleb. He seems to be the only one that slightly has an idea of what Order 66 is. So Caleb ends up getting away still. Crosshair is knocked out at this point, and Hunter was trying to help him. He kind of lets him go. Crosshair gets up. He asks Hunter what happened. Hunter just tells him he jumped, but Crosshair is skeptical. So that's all done. Bad Batch is confused. They go back to Camino. They're walking around. They have a visitor, and we have this little, they don't know who she is, Omega, adolescent human female. It's obvious that she's a clone, which is a mystery to them, because of course all the clones have been boys/men. So they're not too sure who she is. Also, it's funny that her name is Omega. Is that hinting at she's the last clone created? Anyway, so old General Tarkin comes in, and he is telling the Kaminoans that he has no interest in continuing using clones for the newly formed Empire. However, he is intrigued by the Bad Batch. I don't know if it's here where Nala Se says, or at some point she says there are 5 clones that are genetically different. So Tarkin would like to see them in a training mission. So of course the Bad Batch goes in, they do well, despite towards the end having live rounds used against them. So Tarkin's impressed. Old Tarky says that he wants them to go on a mission to prove their loyalty. So he says there are some baddies, insurgents on a planet. So Bad Batch goes there, gonna take him out. Turns out to be old Saw Gerrera. So at this point, so Saw was a part of the Republic. Now, however, you have the beginnings of what we know will be the rebels. So the Batch does not do anything because they are confused. And actually, when they left on this mission, Omega warned them she didn't really trust Tarkin. But, good soldiers follow orders. Yes, that's a quote from the show. So they realize from the warning from Omega that something is going down. But at the same time, Omega's going to be in trouble. So they head back to Kamino. Now at this point, Crosshair is upset. He knows that Hunter let the Padawan go. And second strike is that he let the insurgents go. And now he's going to go back to save this little girl. So Crosshair is getting annoyed. But they all go as a group anyway. And now we have the scene here. Omega is kind of digging through the Bad Batch's quarters. She gets caught by the other clones. Also, the original clones, are not acting the way they used to at this point, which is kind of sad to see. Now, we have this cool shot from the trailer, of course. I don't know why they're standing in formation, but okay. But they head to Kamino. They get into the hangar. So I was pumped for some action, but as soon as they get in, they just get caught. Pretty lame. So Tarkin discovers them. They put them in jail. Realize he knows from probe droids that they were working with Saw Gerrera. So treason, and they're going to be tried for treason. So we cut to them. They're imprisoned. However, they take out Crosshair because the Kaminoans say that his programming chip is still there, more effective than the others, enough for Tarkin to request it be intensified. So they do that, and meanwhile the Bad Batch is trapped. They, Wrecker is strong enough to bust a hole in there. Omega climbs through, lands on some of the other clones in the ventilation shaft, and they get out. Omega's doing good work here, saving them. Now they're trying to leave out the hangar. Crosshair confronts them. He's basically in the same armor except all black now, letting you know he's the bad guy. So they're shooting their way out. Crosshair is trying to shoot them. Actually, we also see, did I put it in here? Nala Se prevented the doors from coming down while the other troopers were trying to trap them in. So they're, shooting it out. Crosshair is a shot. Omega actually shoots Crosshair's gun out of his hand. So that's twice that she saves the group. So who knows what she's going to be all about. Like a Wonder Woman here. But anyway, saves them. They go away. And they venture off. Now, when asked where they should go from here, like whether or not they should lie low, Hunter says to go to J19, where he quote unquote knows a guy. Now, where could this be? Also, there's this nice little scene of Omega seeing hyperspace for the first time. Again, it was in the trailer. Pretty cool looking shot. So, J19 was a planet in an episode. I looked this up, season 2, episode 10 of the Clone Wars, where clone Captain Rex was injured. He met a clone named Cut LaQuaine. I don't know if I'm saying that right. He actually left the clone army after the Battle of Geonosis and started his own life. Eventually there's this touching scene where Rex realized that he left to do what's right for him and he never reported him. So, Rex will always have that in the back of his head. But does this mean that this Cut fellow is who Hunter is referring to? Or is it possible that Rex went there after the war? But we don't know. I mean, this series of events are happening days after Order 66, so the Bad Batch would probably have no idea if every single clone acted the same way. Rex actually had to get his chip taken out with the help of Ahsoka. So this little defected, this clone that quit is probably the only person they know that would not have gone through with Order 66. However, who knows if he's different? He may still have the chip in his head, but there's no Jedi around. He probably has no one to go crazy on. So that's where we end the episode. What do I think about it? Well, I think it looks great. I did personally binge watch the Clone Wars last year within a few months, and then Rebels, and then of course I did all that to catch up to season 7. So technology since 2008 between 2008 and 2019 or 2020, whenever the last season came out, sure has come a long way. And seeing this new technology with this TV show, it's finally making it look really good. Anyway, aside from the looks, it's rough right now to see. What do I want to say here? Let me talk about Tarkin first. So it's sad that Tarkin so quickly is getting rid of the clones. They executed Order 66. They're gonna go to conscripted soldiers, he says. I don't know why, when you can get a few good years out of those clones, or even continue using Camino, but whatever. He says thinks they're going to be better. I don't understand why you would think that when you have genetically created loyal troops. Whatever. Then again, there's probably going to be no good ending for the Bad Batch and the troopers in general. If they're not going to be used by the time episode 4 comes around, then they're just going to go by the wayside. We see how old they get by the time Rebels comes around, which is 15 years after these events. So, what else do I want to say? There's this, also there's this us versus them mentality with the quote-unquote regs, which are all the other clones in the Bad Batch, even though that's not even going to matter because they're all going to go away. As far as the batch themselves, it is sad to see Crosshair leaving so soon. I enjoyed them when they came in season 7. I don't know, they just look cool. And now that, this is a picture of 4, but they have 5. They all have different traits. It's just like a nice little RPG, but I thought they would spread Crosshair's turn later on, either this season or subsequent seasons, who knows. Maybe he'll come back to the good side, to the light side, get his chip taken out. We know that's all it takes, but who knows how long it'll take to get to that point, or if he'll even get to that point. Either way, like I said, there's not going to be a good ending to the series if we don't see them in Rebels. And they're going to age fast, so their little lives are going to be insignificant. It may just be some big old sacrifice helping the rebellion get started series. Now, I do not understand the point of Omega here. So she seems to be a Nala Se's little favorite pet clone. Again, Omega means the end, for anyone that doesn't know. Oh wow, Greek. So maybe she's the last clone. Maybe I thought she was like a medical helper. There has to be something to her. I don't know. Maybe she has superpowers. Now the quote by Nala Se was that there were 5 genetically altered clones. We know though that Echo was originally a quote-unquote reg. So Nala is the 5th. They say that all this in the episode. Nala is the 5th, so we don't know what she's good at yet. Tech does mention that heightened perception, whatever could be it. But we'll see. Also, thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe. We're going to go ahead and watch the next episode soon here and talk about that as well. So thanks so much, and we'll catch you in the next one.